Hello everybody! Welcome back to another Shadowverse Worlds Beyond video. And today, I'm going to feature another deck. And it's not just any other deck, it's one of the decks that we had in set 1. I know you guys know it already, you guys would probably want it featured for a while, and it's Puppet Portal. And Puppet Portal actually was the reason why I got into Diamond again, and I was surprised. So if you're curious what Puppet Portal is, Puppet Portal, at the moment at least, is played like an aggro deck. So let me show you the list. This is the ideal list that I would like you guys to try out. It has a Twin Blade Goblin as a 1-drop because we don't have any 1-drops right for Puppet. So we're just gonna go with a neutral 1-drop. It's also really good, by the way. If you have a super evolved unit, you can use this as a 1 mana deal 4 card. That's pretty insane. It doesn't have brush, so it takes up a board space, but it's not bad. It's more so used as a turn 1 because if you get to drop this at turn 1, suddenly Lovestruck Puppeteer can trade any 2/2 drop that your opponent may have, and you get to hit face if they don't do anything else. So yeah, it's a really strong curve. It's a really consistent aggro deck, in my opinion. The only thing that has some sort of variation to it is, of course, drawing Orcus. And you're like, okay, like this deck still relies on Orcus. What's the deal? Why do you call it a much more complete deck now? If you've noticed, the deck has Zwei now. So we have a turn 5 play now. We have taunts with this. Right, you can convert all your puppet dumps into taunts, the extra puppets that you have in your hand, or when you're in situations where you're in a face race against somebody, this is really clutch. You can also use this as removal. There's a lot of uses to Zwei, and yeah, you can also use it for when your Orcus isn't killed. Like if they fail to kill your Orcus, this Victoria is literally suddenly 6 damage. Of course, if you super evolve, it turns out 9/4 as well. And it has helped me a lot. It has even helped me in situations where I don't have a ward and I'm against a sword, so I would super evolve Victoria and it would be 4 HP. It can be killed by the AoE of Albert. Stuff like that actually has saved me. Like, this card is insane for that. It's not OP whatsoever, it doesn't feel like it, but it does make it more complete. Also, another thing that I discovered recently was Fighter. Against Wardhaven, dropping 7/7, which means you have to evolve him, Fighter is really good into Wardhaven because it can't die. So you can be in the situations where you drop the Fighter like turn 5, turns into a 5/5, you evolve it, and then they drop Lloyd, and the Lloyd can only do 6 damage. It's actually a very interesting card to take in for that matchup specifically, but this card will be good regardless, just because it's a lot of stats for not a lot of mana. It's pretty good. And of course, we have the card that makes a lot of decks playable right now. A lot of decks, I've talked about this a million times already, a lot of decks suddenly have a good finisher or has a good out win con because of Odin, and that's one of the reasons why I think Puppet Portal is more complete now, because you're not just reliant on you're just not reliant on Orcusing to finish games. You can finish games with just one Orcus now. Yeah, you get one Orcus, you get one Odin, you abuse the tempo that you built up from the early game. You never let them have the board, right? Even if even if they're sword, you can actually take over and never let them get the board, and just chip them and have that one turn where you get to hit the face. And yeah, you can finish with Orcus and Odin. And the thing is, you can hold your evo points, right? That's what Puppet typically wants to do. You can hold your evo points, but this deck actually, I would say, favors more aggressive playstyle than the, oh, I'm gonna save my evo point playstyle. You can save your evo point, of course, but I would say playing for tempo is much more important, because once you have the tempo, it gets really interesting, the hardest that you can do. Suddenly you can draw with Sylvia, you keep drawing puppets on the board, you can draw with Sylvia, you can draw with UD, right? You're evolving aggressively, and then you save those last 2 evolve points, right? Hopefully a super evolve for your double Orcus, or Orcus plus Odin finisher. So yeah, it's not really a complicated deck. You just play the curve, ride the wave, like apply pressure, and then when the time is right, strike with your finishers. So yeah, I created 3 decks as always, right? Or the first deck that I showed you is the ideal version. Yeah, but of course, I'm not gonna let our F2P players suffer that much. I also made that F2P version, but as you can see, the F2P version is kind of similar to set 1. This is basically the set 1 puppet with with one copy of Orcus. So this is still playable, but you have to lean more towards the saving for your Evo like playstyle, because you don't have much to work with. Also, as you can see, it's like all the set 1 cards too, so you don't get to play with the new cards with this. And if you don't have Zwei, for every Zwei you don't have, you can just slot in a Dirk. Of course, this isn't removal. Dirk isn't removal, but it does like stabilize your board state, right? Because it's a lot of stats, right? It's a lot of stats, and if you need to evolve, you have to evolve. But if it's just a state where you clear with puppets and you don't have a good turn 5, Dirk will be good. And every time you don't have a Dirk, you can just or every time you don't have a Zwei, you can just swap 1 copy of Dirk per, right? Or you can also slot in Mecha. That's another option that you can do. And yeah, before we get into the gameplay showcase, I'll also teach you the mulligans that I think would be really good for this deck. So typically, you want to have a 1-2-3. By 1-2-3, I mean getting a Twin Blade Goblin, one of your puppet gens. You can also keep Field Out if you don't have a 2-drop and you want to guarantee it. But if possible, dig for that puppet gen. You really need that puppet gen so the early game can get rolling. And also keep 1 Orcus. If you get 1 Orcus, the likeliness of you having a double Orcus game is really likely. And if you don't get that second Orcus, you can roll into an Odin. So as long as you have 1 Orcus, your game is typically fine. So yeah, the mulligan's not too strict basically. Yeah, keep a Field Out, keep a Fighter if you don't have a puppet gen. But yeah, if you just need a puppet gen if possible. So yeah, that will be it for the guide part of the video. Hope you guys enjoy the games that I'll be showcasing. They're really fast games, don't worry. Because yeah, aggro decks are just kind of like that, I guess. The games end in turn 7, turn 8. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down in the comments down below. And I hope you have a nice day and enjoy your watch. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Another War Haven.
あなたとの対話を希望する。ゲームでしょ？楽しまないと。
You're just Wilbert Albert? I don't remember. Plays a 2-drop, right? Yeah, it plays a 2-drop here. So this is better.
僕、不器用なんです。
Play a 2-drop. Wow, nothing?
愛しの君に命あれ。勝てとなり。
I mean, to be fair, Zyle, I was hoping for Odin to save my ass, but then 5 taunts happened. Salefa, right? Salefa. 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 Wait, it's 5 HP. I just realized that. It's 5 HP. Yo, not this again! Not this again! No! Not this again! No, bro, there's no way I'm putting him in.
また明日
Okay, guys, we learned from our lesson. Okay, we learned from our lesson.
勝利をこの手に
We learned from our lesson, chat. We learned from our lesson.
我が剣は未来を開く
Yes, Odin is Wilbert. Yeah, I definitely can just Odin is Wilbert.
ちょっと強くするね
Ah.
来るな
Alright, guys. Okay, guys. Okay, buddy boy. Why is Puppet playing fighter? Are you not looking at this void state? He can't even kill it.
定めの和議とを断ち切ろう
外さない
勝利はここに
こういうこともあるよね
You can't even kill it, bro. The evolved fighter is OP. It's actually
能
OP.
力の喪失を確認
Yo, chat, this is gonna be the next video. Yeah. Yo, chat, can I actually... Okay, would you guys be mad if I named this video like... Fighter counters Wilbert or some shit? Or like... Puppet counters Wardhaven? Shit like that. It's OP, bro. It's literally OP.
あなたとの対話を希望するゲームでしょ
Another Wardhaven? Oh, wow. You didn't have to. But sure. You didn't have to give me another one. But sure, bro. How one card can counter Wardhaven. Dude, imagine I put like fighter as the thumbnail, right, chat? Right, imagine this thumbnail, right? One sec. Imagine this thumbnail, but like it's fighter. You think people will click on it? Yeah. Imagine this thumbnail, right? And then I put it, like I put Puppet Portal, but it's fighter. Surely people will click on it, right? That would be funny as well, actually.
きらめく槍闇夜もうが
Ain't no way I'm letting you do that, little
不
bro.
器用なんです
Be for real, bro.
まあこんなもんね
Thumbnail showing fighters stepping on Wilbert.
宿命が俺を呼ぶ
Oh!
僕不器用なんですいや
Nice wall, bro.
また何かやっちゃいます
Yo, just open. Damn, bro.
私あなたの先輩です
I don't have fighter anymore, chat. Isn't that kind of fucked up?
射撃起動演算初見反撃どうぞよろしく
Yeah, I don't have fighter anymore.
水のサルファまだ眠いけど
Uh-oh.
ちゃうね
Not good, boys.
流れ去れ僕は悪くないですまた明日ですね
勝利をこの手に
防御を推奨する
我が剣は未来を開く
ちょっと強くするね
There's no way!
来るな
Oh my god, it's happening again! It's literally happening again! Oh no!
定めの和議とを断ち切ろう
外さない
勝利我に続け
It's happening again!
Oh 定めの和議とを断ち切ろう
Oh my god!
足りなかったか
Oh my god, dude!
定めの和議と
Yo
を断
guys,
ち切ろう
this game is Uma
Oh, you
Musume.
put them
I'm just
already.
saying, man, it's Uma Musume with all these horses, bro.
戦闘能力の喪失を確認